Find your mat. Hmm. And come to a comfortable seat. We'll start there. Welcome. Somewhere where you can sit for a few minutes comfortably. If you have a pillow, you might want to sit up on the pillow so your knees are lower than your hips. Arrive here, your practice. Take a deep breath through your nose. Exhale it out through the mouth. And then let your eyes close. That feels safe and comfortable for you. Just blocking out all external visual stimulus. What do the backs of your eyelids look like? Bring your attention to the space behind your eyes. Taking a quiet, slow moment to arrive fully on your mat. Tonight, we will be doing no rushing. We'll be moving slowly, taking our time in postures, really giving things the time they need to sink into the body, into the muscles, into the cells. With an understanding that we are not our bodies, we will love on them. This is the vehicle we'll be riding in for this lifetime. Let's take care of it. Just allow yourself, almost like you're bringing your car to the car wash. Allow yourself to give this practice to your body tonight, to take care of this vehicle. Give yourself permission to be here now. Just start to bring the awareness to the breath, introducing some box breath. This is a very simple and powerful breathing technique. We'll count for counts of 4, inhaling, holding, exhaling to create the shape of a box in our mind's eye. So exhale out completely, empty the lungs, push all the air out. And then inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 4, 3, 2, And keep going on your own count. See if you can make the sides of the box a little longer. Maybe if it's in your practice, you invite ujjayi breath here, just that slight constriction in the back of the throat, so that your breath is audible, sounding like the ocean. Continue your box breath for a few more rounds, drawing the sides of the box in your mind's eye as you take one more complete round from wherever you are. You find completion, start to find a little movement with your torso. Maybe circles, initiating from the hips, or maybe some rolling of your spine forward and back. See if you can let your body decide. Take your mind out of it. Let the neck get involved. Maybe even the wrists. If you haven't yet, take a couple cat cows, opening the chest and the heart, gazing up, and then tucking your chin, round your upper back. See if you can round your low back. Take one more. Inhale, reaching up through the collarbone. Exhale, tuck the chin. Come to find stillness when you're ready. Notice how your body feels right now. Might be the end of your day or earlier afternoon if you're on the West Coast. If you're watching this recording in the morning. Allow your movement to settle down till you feel complete stillness in your body. Stacking your shoulders over your hips and your head over your shoulders. Bring your chin down to lengthen the back of the neck. And then press into your sit bones to get a little taller. Notice if you have any itches anywhere on your body. Just notice, probably since you've even thought about an itch, one might have come in. Before you jump to scratch that itch, I want you to just bring your full attention and awareness to where you have an itch. Maybe it's on your cheek or your thigh, arm. Okay. You're going to just do an exercise here. If you don't have an itch, pick an area of your body where you feel tension or constriction or even just sensation. Maybe you're holding on, maybe tightness in the hips or low back. Just pick a spot. Be your jaw. On your next inhale, see if you can breathe into that spot in the body. And exhale, let it go. If you've still not scratched your itch, good job. Stay with it. On your next inhale, breathe into that space in the body and imagine as if it's a balloon inflating up, stretching the surface area of the skin. And then exhale, let it go. Again, Inhale, stretch the skin so that the sensation, whether it's an itch or a pain, dissolves on the surface of the skin. And then exhale, release, let it go. Again, inhale, inflate. Exhale, let it go. And take as many rounds as you need until the sensation in this area is completely dissolved. Making the surface area of the skin so big that sensation is so small that it melts away. One more big breath. Fill the chest, fill the belly, fill the lungs completely. Hold at the bottom. Sip in a little more air. Inflate that spot just a little more. And then exhale, push all the air out with effort until the lungs feel completely empty. Now we'll start to move a little bit. We're going to sit on our hands. So you can stay cross-legged if that feels good, or if it feels better to sit on your knees, you can shift there. I'm going to stay cross-legged. And you're going to place your palms down on your mat, fingers pointing in towards each other. And then see if you can scooch onto your hands. Already, this might feel intense in the insides of your forearms. See if you can press your palms down to the mat. And see if you can open your collarbones. Squeezing your shoulders onto the back body. You might have to make some adjustments with your hands. Breathe in through your nose. Breathe out. Your next inhale, send it to the place where you feel the most sensation or places. And exhale, feel those places soften. Already what may have felt intense might be starting to soften. Squeeze the shoulders together on your back, open the collarbone, maybe even gaze up just a little bit. And keep the eyes closed or softly open. And then drop your right ear off at your right shoulder. Go slow. This also might feel very intense in the beginning. Breathe into it. Starting to stretch out the fascia, the ligaments, and the muscles, all connected to the neck, shoulders. We're going to spend quite a bit of time in each pose tonight, really allowing everything to soften and release. It actually takes 45 seconds for your muscle to realize when you get into an intense stretch that you're not in danger. Once your body realizes that it's not in danger, it starts to soften. I'll be keeping track of the time, so you don't need to worry about that. Just notice how this already might feel a little different than when you first dropped the ear off. Now I want you to play with the angle of your head, tilting the face down towards the floor. Notice how that changes the stretch. Again, see if you can breathe into the sensation. And if you find a spot that feels especially juicy, stay there. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. One more big breath. Bring the head back to center. Release your hands. Shake them out. Maybe shake out the whole arms, shoulders, little shimmy. And then we'll set up for the second side. Before we do, though, check in the sides of your neck. Just notice. Do they feel different? Do they feel the same? And get ready to sit on your hands again, palms facing down, fingertips in towards each other. Press into the sit bones to lengthen the spine all the way up through the collarbone. Reach the chest up as you squeeze the shoulder blades back on your back body. Again, might be intense at first. The wrists and the forearms. Breathe into these spaces. Expand the skin. Expand the surface area. And then feel them melt on your exhale. When you're ready, drop the left ear up at the left shoulder. Again, right away, this might feel intense. Find your breath. Notice where you feel the sensation the most. Breathe into that space. Giving your body ample time tonight to soften into each pose. We'll be finding our edges and then watching as those edges move ever so slightly with time and with breath. Notice how this might not feel as intense as it did when you first dropped the ear off, and start to play with the angle of your head. Tilting your face down and up until you find that sweet spot for you, full of sensation, not pain. And then breathe here. And keep breathing. In this space tonight, as you hold postures, you might feel some things come to the surface. Emotion, maybe tears, maybe laughter, maybe some discomfort, maybe some joy. I want you to give yourself permission to make space for all of it. The beauty of being virtual is that you can cry, no one can hear you. You can laugh, you can moan. Take one more deep breath here. And then bring the head back up to center and release the hands, shake them out again. Good job. It can be hard to stay in poses for longer, especially when we're used to moving so fast all the time. We're used to yoga classes that move us through postures so quickly. We're going to come onto our knees for this next one. Tuck your toes and sit back on your heels. Already, this might feel intense. See if you can get all 10 toes involved. So if you need to use your hands to engage the pinkies, go ahead and do that. Ooh. Feel the bottoms of the feet talking to you. Bring the heels together just a smidge more. Notice how that changes the sensation in the bottoms of your feet. We're going to be here for a little bit. So if at any point the sensation is too much, you'll just come onto your hands and tap the tops of the feet for a moment and then come back in. But know that you can handle more than you think you can. Your toes will not fall off in this practice. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. And exhale, twist to the right, lowering the hands down. Beautiful. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist left, hands come down. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist right. Notice how we're distracting ourselves from the sensation of the feet. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, twist left. Keep going without the sound of my voice. Inhaling every time to center and exhaling to twist. And see if you can get all the parts of your back involved. Low back, mid back, upper back. And you twist a little deeper on the next one. You're doing great. Keep it going. This practice is actually called flossing, allowing the fascia to glide along the muscle in repetitive action. It's gentle and intense at the same time. Keep it going. You're doing great. The feet are the foundation of everything. When we stretch the bottoms of the feet, the rest of the body has much more room to come into alignment. Doing this stretch for just a couple of minutes every day makes massive change in the whole body. Next time you've completed a cycle of twisting, bring the hands to heart center. Now we'll bring our full awareness to the bottoms of the feet. You've been here for a while. You're doing great. Stay with it. Notice how what felt intense at the beginning might feel a little softer or maybe not. We'll take 3 breaths here together before we come out. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, side out. So nice. Inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale, side out. Inhale. Exhale, stay for the full exhale. And then plant the palms slowly, as slow as you possibly can. Unfurl the toes. Bring the tops of the feet to the mat. Just be gentle as you come out of this. Maybe it feels good to you to tap the tops of the feet on the floor. Maybe that's too much. So good. We'll revisit our wrists one more time before we come down onto our backs. So stay where you are in tabletop on all fours, and flip your hands so that the fingers are pointing back towards your knees. This is another one where you get to play a little bit and just find your edge. So rock forward and back. Notice how the sensation changes in the wrists. If you're hypermobile, find that slight bend in your elbows just to protect your joint. And when you find that sweet spot where you feel sensation but not pain, stay. Notice if you're collapsing in the chest, can you round the upper back just a little bit? Keep the spine long. Pull the belly button in. Perhaps you've found a deep arch in the low back. See if you can find a little more neutral with the pelvis. Long neck, gazes down. Just breathe into the sensation. blowing the skin up like a balloon from the inside out. Exhale, let it go. Couple more breaths here. Maybe you find a little side to side movement if that's not too intense. Good. One more breath, breathe in. Exhale, come back onto the heels, release the hands, and gently, slowly shake out the wrists. To spend more time tonight in some of these poses that we move so fast through in vinyasa yoga classes. So we're going to come down onto our backs and move into some side stretching, commonly referred to as banana asana, which I like. You're going to lay on your back. Come all the way onto the right side of your mat. So you're going to lay on your back on the right edge of your mat. And you're going to feel as if your hips just got 50 pounds heavier. So really root the hips down, feel them ground. And now walk the feet off to the left. Good. Reach the arms overhead. Stretch the arms up and walk the hands and arms off to the left, keeping the hips rooted where they are on the right side of your mat. Already, this might feel intense. Breathe into it. If it's available to you, cross your right ankle over your left. And then see if you can grab your right hand with your right wrist with your left hand. In between each rib, on the right side of your rib cage, are muscles called intercostals. When we inhale, these muscles stretch. When we exhale, they soften. Breathe into this space between the ribs on the right side of your body. And feel the intercostals stretch. Feel into the right hip. Again, we're looking for the edge. No pain, but deep and intense sensation. And know that your edge might change. So if you need to walk the hands and feet over a little more, go ahead and do that. Feel as if the right side of your body is getting 3 inches taller. And just feel the ease, the gentleness of moving slowly, of giving yourself time in these postures, of going beyond those 45 seconds and letting the muscles know that they're safe. Take 3 more big and intentional breaths. Breathing into the right side of your body. When you're done with your 3 breaths, slowly, as slow as you possibly can, walk the limbs, hands and feet back to center. Stay here for a moment. Stretch tall like you're just waking up. Good. Notice how the sides feel. Check in. How do you feel? And then when you're ready, you can bring your whole body over to the left side of your mat, or you can stay where you are if you don't mind being off your mat onto your floor a little bit. And add about 50 pounds to your hips. Feel them root down. When you feel grounded in the hips, walk the feet over to the right and reach the arms up overhead. Walk the hands over to the right. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. And cross your right ankle over your left ankle, if it's available to you. That might have been the wrong side. Whichever ankle feels like it gets deeper into the stretch of the hips. Yeah. And now bring your awareness to those muscles between the ribs on the left side of the body. Breathe into that space on your inhale. Feel it soften on your exhale. Check in with your edge, that place of intense sensation. It might have already changed. And so if you need to walk the hands and feet over a little more, go ahead and do that. Good. Breathing into the left side of the body, the left hip. Use your breath to grow the left side of your body 3 inches. So good. While you're here, letting the movement and the stillness work their magic, check in with your emotion. How are you? How are you really? Can you allow whatever the answer is to that question to be here? Can you acknowledge how you really feel? Keep breathing here, a couple more breaths. How often you give yourself this gift of stillness with nothing to do other than to be present with yourself. Gently inhale and walk the limbs back to the center. Stretch long like you're just waking up. And then bring the arms down by your side, taking a moment in a corpse pose before we move into our next posture. Are you 3 inches taller? Check and see. Notice if the hips feel tight, loose, heavy. And take your time coming out of this. We're going to come onto all fours, gently Take your time to get there. Slowing everything down in this practice, even the transitions. So when you get to all fours, just rock forward and back. Take a couple cat cows. Take a couple spinal waves, side to side with the hips. Maybe you reach one leg back and then reach the other leg back. Our next posture is going to be an extended pigeon. We'll do each side, one after the other. So we'll move into a downward facing dog to get there. Just to move through, press into the palms, bend the hips up and back. How does your down dog feel? Can you find a deep bend in your knees and prioritize the length in your spine? And then inhale, reach your right leg up and back. And exhale, slowly bring it through to set up for your pigeon pose. Your right knee is going to be wider than your right hip. This is important for your joints. So if you need to look down and check in that your right knee is on the outside of your right hip, your right shin does not need to be parallel with the top of your mat. So find the place that feels good for you. Scooch your left knee back just a little bit. Inhale, reach the collarbones forward. And then exhale, dissolve over your bent leg. You can come down onto the elbows. Maybe you come all the way down, making a pillow with your hands. Notice if your left foot is flopping in and just see if you can straighten the foot, pointing all 10 toes back behind you. We talk about holding pigeon in vinyasa yoga classes and how important it is to let the hips release. But we often move through this pose pretty quickly. So tonight we're going to take a few minutes on each side. Allowing the muscles to really let go. Takes them some time. Once you get into a new position, about 45 seconds before they really start to release. We're going to move far beyond those 45 seconds to get the full, deep, juicy benefits of this outer hip stretch. Notice if you're clenching your right butt cheek. If you are, that's okay. But what would it feel like to let it go? Breathing into the areas of most sensation. And breathing out, letting everything soften. Come back to that question that we asked ourselves before. How are you? Witness yourself in whatever is present for you right now. If your thoughts are racing, or if you feel total ease, just let that be fully true without trying to change it. Can you say, this is me right now? And that's okay. Just a few more breaths on this side. Can you go a little deeper? Can you scooch your left leg back as your edge change? One more big breath in, big breath out. Slowly bring your palms back to the mat and walk your hands in, coming to tabletop and pausing here. Check in. Notice how the sides feel. Take a cat-cow. And whatever other organic movement feels right in your body right now before you find downward facing dog. Feel this down dog in your body slightly different than the other one. Invite that deep bend in your knees. And then when you're ready, inhale to reach the left leg up and back. And exhale, slowly bring it through, setting up for pigeon on the other side. The left knee is going to be wider than the left hip. Inhale, reach your collarbones forward, gaze up towards the ceiling. And exhale, slowly melt over your left leg. This side might not be the same as the other side. Let that be okay. Maybe you're on your forearms here. Maybe you make that pillow with the hands or stack your fists. Maybe you come all the way down. Check on that right foot. And can you point it back towards the back of the room? Breathing into the sensation as if you're inflating a balloon. And breathing out to let it go. How does it feel to be taking such good care of yourself in this moment? To have found stillness, to be here with your body, to have put away distractions for 1 hour. Can you feel the gratitude for yourself, for showing up? Taking care of this body that you've been given. Creating the space for it to work its magic. Notice if your edge has changed. You walk your right leg back a little bit. Is your left butt cheek holding on? And you let it go. Knowing that intensity is okay. Strong feelings are okay. that when we find our edge, we expand. One more minute on this side. And very slowly, with so much intention and awareness, and you start to come out of this posture, walking the hands back, bringing the left knee back to meet the right in tabletop, and then finding those organic movements of the hips and the spine. Our next pose, just two more. We're going to find a wall. So hopefully you have a wall that's available to you. If not, you can use the back of a chair or a couch, something where you can put your legs up. Slowly set yourself up so that your butt is all the way up against the wall with no space between your bottom and the wall, and then send the legs up the wall. It's okay if your knees are bent. If you're over a piece of furniture, will work just the same. Check in with your hands. See if there's any space between the bottom of your sit bones and the wall. And if there is, scoot yourself a little closer. Your arms can be cactused, or if you have the space, teed all the way out to the sides. Feel your low back get heavy, broad, supporting the weight of the legs. There are valves in the blood vessels in our legs. And when we put our legs upside down, we reverse the flow of blood. And we allow those valves to fall back, to relax, to not work so hard for a little bit. Here we get to use gravity to do the work. Giving the feet and the ankles a break. Notice what's coming in for you now. Now that you've created this space to be here with your body and with yourself. What is wanting to be felt? Can you feel it? Taking the time, all of us in different rooms, but together in this energy, in this moment, in this commitment to the practice of yoga, to ourselves, to slowing down and creating space to be with what is. We're doing it together. Whether you're here in this moment or you're watching this recording later on, we can all tap into the collective and feel that in this moment, you are so not alone. We're all here with our legs up the wall. You have an option here. You can stay like this, or you can straddle the legs to get a deep stretch in the inner thighs. Opening up the legs, see how far your muscles will let you go until you reach that edge, those intense sensations. And then watch what happens as you spend some time here. Breathing into the areas where you feel it the most. We can use this tool of directing our breath for emotional sensations as much as physical. Breathing into the fear or the anger or the frustration or the confusion, giving it our full attention and awareness. Can you let gravity do all the work here? Gently pressing down to open the legs. Can you feel that your edge is changing? That your capacity to feel is growing? What I love so much about this practice is that everything that we do on the mat applies off the mat. We don't always need to understand how. Take 2 more big breaths here. One more. And then as slow as we've been all night, take your time to come out of it and find your way onto your back on your mat. Move slowly here. When you get there, reach the legs long towards the bottom corners of your mat. And let the feet flop out wide. You can bring one hand to your belly or one hand to your chest, or you can let the arms fall out to the side. If you're feeling that intense love and gratitude for your physical body and the space you've created with it tonight, you might want the hands on the body. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath. And imagine that the palms are painted with love. On your next inhale, imagine as if you can breathe in through the space below your palms, allowing that love to infuse into the heart and into the belly. On every inhale, feeling the inside of your body fill up with love, coming in through the palms of your hands. And on every exhale, feeling the body soften, get a little heavier. Another thing I love about this practice is that it's not isolated to just us. What you did here tonight goes far beyond the boundaries of your own physical body. So take this moment to acknowledge in your mind's eye all the other people who are here in this space with us right now, all the people who might watch this recording in the future. Just give them a nod or a smile. All the people who are part of the lineage of yoga, who have passed down this practice from teacher to student. Acknowledge them all. All the people who don't practice yoga. All the animals, plants, and beings on this earth. Acknowledge them all. A smile or a nod. And feel as if this sensation of love coming in through your palms can reach them too. Can encompass all beings. Someone on the other side of the globe smiling for no reason all of a sudden because of this loving energy that you're sending them in this moment. Someone's dream suddenly becoming so wonderful. Someone feeling a moment of hope, of peace, of rest. Know that this is how powerful you are. And this is how easy it is to spread your loving energy. If you have the hands on the body, you can keep them here or you can bring them off to the sides. Closing our practice tonight in a full Shavasana that you have fully and utterly deserved. And take just a little moment here in complete silence and stillness. And deepen your breath through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Take your time. There's no need to rush. Tonight I'll leave you here in Shavasana so that you can stay for as long as you want. Know that you have done powerful, powerful work in this hour. That sometimes slowing down is the hardest thing. And you did it. Thank you all so much for joining me and allowing me to practice holding this type of space. I am eternally grateful.